Hey guys, welcome to Two Chicks Tell All. Although it's only one chick telling all tonight because Cece's on vacation, so it's just your girl Tay Tay tonight. But I have a little bit of an interesting podcast planned for y'all, so I'll give it a second just to see if anybody pops in and then I'll get started because I actually have a lot to discuss and uncover and kind of show you guys today. So I finally learned how to kind of like put a video on screen so we can watch it and react to it. So I think, that will definitely come in handy at some point. So, you know, I am pretty excited about that. So let me put up my banner first because I need a banner for this one. There we go. I have to put that fair use applies because we're going to be looking at some things here. So, like I said, I'll give it another minute until some people pop on, but I've been really busy lately, so this is kind of a good break for me to kind of like hop on and hang out with you guys. So I think this is going to be definitely an interesting time. But as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Me and Cece will be back next week. She's on vacation, like I said, so it's just your girl Tay Tay taking over. Hey Chris, good to see you. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So I've kind of fallen into like the rabbit hole of YouTube lately. Um, I've just been watching like a lot of interesting things. So, something that I've come across lately is family vlog channels, which, if you guys are not aware of what a family vlog channel is, basically it's about these families who vlog their life. Um, I don't exactly agree with it just because, like I feel like a lot of the family vlog channels that are out there very much exploit their children for money. And that's not something that I agree with. I don't agree in exploiting children for money. Definitely not. So I don't know if it's necessarily something I agree with. Now, if it's like a family channel where, it's just the parents and, you know, they're kind of talking about what, you know, their days look like and they're discussing like what their parenting style is, that type of stuff. I think that's fine, because, it takes a village to raise a family. So I think, if you can, learn anything and get tips from anybody, I think that's a good thing. However, I do think that some of these family vlog channels do take it kind of far with how much of their lives that they show and, what they're willing to kind of just like put out there and show to the world. It's kind of mind blowing because I know that if I had a family, I certainly wouldn't be exploiting them like some of these channels are doing. So I could probably break this up into like two podcasts because there's just a lot that you could cover here. Because if you get on YouTube world, there's a lot of families that vlog. So, there's a lot of families that vlog out there. So I think that, you could definitely break this topic up into like a couple different podcasts. However, I just chose to cover three, I guess, like families or three channels today. And actually, 2 of these 3 channels that I am covering have actually gotten into legal trouble with what they have posted online. So, 2 of these families are actually not on YouTube anymore. And one of these families is actually in court and under investigation right now. Well, the mom is in court and under investigation right now. So, as always, a lot of this is just my opinion. I'm going to be showing a couple of videos just in case you guys aren't aware of the families that I'm talking about. I'm going to show you videos and we're going to kind of react to it, which, my reactions are based solely on my opinion. So this is just how I view things and, what I think, as opposed to how it really is, But, we're all allowed to have an opinion. This is America and we're allowed to, think how we want to think. So, like I said, this little commentary that I'm giving, this commentary and reaction, it's all just like my opinion. And, I'm going to be spewing factual information as well as just offering my opinion. So, that's where we're at with all this. So, the first family, sorry, I'm a little congested, guys. It's allergy season. So, the first family that we are going to cover is 8Passengers, which, if you guys are not aware of who 8Passengers is, we're just going to do a little bit, of a tiny little introduction before I actually do a deep dive into them. So, 8Passengers consists of Ruby Frank and her husband, Kevin Frank. Although, from what I have noticed, Kevin is not in a lot of the videos. And like I said, their channel has actually gotten taken down just because of the different allegations that have been going on. So, a lot of the information that I am getting is from reaction channels, and it's also from re-uploaded clips that I found. So that's kind of what we're dealing with here. So 8Passengers deals with Ruby and Kevin Frank, and they have 6 children who kind of all range in different ages. So basically, Ruby vlogs the family and she kind of shows like what her parenting style is and whatnot. And her parenting style is very unconventional. Like, I wouldn't consider her parenting style to be very conventional at all. As you can see, or as we're going to dive into, she has definitely done some things that would make you scratch your head. Like, why would a mom do that? That type of stuff. So she's definitely done a lot of questionable things. So now we can just do a little deep dive into 8Passengers. So Ruby Frank, that's the mom, once slammed her viewers as so malicious after her vlogs left them so concerned that they launched a petition to send Child Protective Services to investigate her home. Which I actually did a little bit more reading up on this, or I guess like research on it. And there was actually like 16 or 17 times that the police had come to the Frank residence for different things. Whether it be like children related stuff or, welfare checks. So, they were seen by the police like quite a few times. So that's why I'm kind of surprised that it legitimately took a couple of years for Ruby to get caught, especially with the fact that she is on a big YouTube channel that has a lot of viewers and it has a lot of subscribers. So that kind of really shocked me, I'll be honest. Sorry. Get out of breath from like talking too much sometimes. But yeah, like I said, I'm very surprised that it took the police like this long and the law this long to do anything. So on August 30th, former YouTuber Ruby Frank was arrested on 2 counts of aggravated child abuse. So Ruby launched her YouTube channel titled 8Passengers back in 2016 and amassed over 2 million subscribers before deleting it earlier this year. She would frequently share family-centered videos featuring her husband Kevin and their 6 children, Sherry, who was 20, Chad, who's 18, Abby, who's 16, Jolie, who's 14, Russell, who's 12, and Eve, who's 10. Which, their family-centered videos were not exactly something that I would share with the world if I had a family channel. So Ruby would often, put these events on YouTube, talking to her daughter about puberty, buying her daughter's first bra. Like, this is not stuff that like you should be sharing with the world. This is stuff that you should be keeping like to yourself in like a private place. So I thought it was very odd that Ruby was sharing this type of information on the internet, especially with all the child predators out there and the weirdos out there. And she's out there sharing information like this. She's really putting a target on her children, unfortunately, and it's not something that I agree with. Hello, Michael. Good to see you. So, and while Ruby found herself at the center of public attention this year with her arrest, she has faced backlash several times in the past due to her controversial parenting style. Back in 2020, for example, Ruby's son Chad alleged in a since deleted video that his parents had forced him to sleep on a beanbag for 7 months. I mean, isn't it parents, I guess, like right, or like aren't parents supposed to provide their children with like safety and shelter? I feel like this definitely kind of plays into that. I don't feel like she really provided her son with safety or shelter with this little thing. Chad alleged that he had his bedroom taken away as punishment for pulling pranks on his younger brother, Russell. Ruby and Kevin later claimed that they'd given Chad the option to either sleep on a pull-out guest bed, inflatable mattress, or the beanbag, and that he'd chosen the latter because it was the most comfortable. Which, honestly, do we really know if this is true or not? Was it on video where, it was shown that he was given these options and this is the choice that he made? Answer down below if you follow 8Passengers and you've seen this, because from what I've seen, I haven't seen any videos or any sort of evidence where Ruby has given Chad these options. Which, because if Chad made that choice to sleep on the beanbag, that's fine. But it's like he was given 2 other options that would have been, I guess, more comfortable or just better options. So that's why I'm not really sure if he was given a choice. So let's see. A couple of years prior, Ruby sparked outrage as she casually revealed that she'd refused to drop lunch at school for her daughter Eve, who was then 6 years old, after being informed by her teacher that the little girl had forgotten it. Once again, isn't it kind of a parent's responsibility to provide their child with food? I mean, I feel like she's already breaking like two of the parental codes, if you ask me. And, if you look at the grand scheme of things, does a 6-year-old really know how to pack their own lunch? I feel like if my parents would have made me responsible for packing my own lunch at 6 years old, it would have just been all junk food. So, I mean, that's why I don't really buy into this, like I'm starting to wonder if Ruby did honestly just forget to pack her daughter a lunch. And, you know, I would think as a teacher, if I saw something like this, a parent like refusing to bring their child lunch after they forgot it, this would definitely be a red flag, especially because teachers are considered to be mandated reporters, which basically means that you report anything that you see. If anything looks like it could be wrong, like it's your job to report it. So I know that if I was this girl's teacher, I would have been reporting Ruby, that's for sure. But that's just my personal opinion, and that's not here or there. So Ruby says, I responded to Eve's teacher and said, Eve is responsible for making her own lunches in the morning. So the natural outcome is she is just going to be hungry, and hopefully nobody gives her food and nobody steps in and gives her lunch, Ruby told the viewers. Which I actually saw this video, like a re-upload. I think it was like on TikTok or something. And I was just like mind blown that Ruby went and told the teacher this. I mean, I can understand that, you have natural consequences for like certain things. But I feel like this is not something that you should allow to have that type of outcome. I feel like if your child doesn't have a lunch, you as a parent need to be bringing their lunch into school to make sure that they have something to eat. But, like I said, this is all just my opinion and how I feel. So, according to page 6, Ruby's controversial videos once prompted concerned viewers to launch a petition to send Child Protective Services to her home in Utah. However, the case was ultimately closed due to insufficient evidence. Okay, so now that I'm reading this, I'm glad that, there were some viewers that kind of stepped up and tried to make something happen. Although I don't know how there could be insufficient evidence, which I say this in air quotes. I don't know how there could be insufficient evidence if the evidence is literally right there online. Because Ruby made a video of this and saying that she wasn't going to bring Eve a lunch. And there's the video about Chad saying that he didn't have a bed for 6 months. So I don't know. I think they should have been looking at this stuff more because I don't really consider that to be insufficient evidence. But, I am not in law. I'm not a law major or anything like that. I'm just looking at it from like a common sense point of view. That I feel like this case, they should have been diving deeper into it. And I don't think that there was insufficient evidence. Hey, Sherry, let me look to see what the viewers are saying. Yeah, this is on Two Chicks Tell All tonight. So, but it's good to see you, Sherry. Glad you're here. Ruby later told Insider that the people who'd signed the petition were purely seeking to throw hate. She said it was just so malicious. They knew what they were doing was out of context, and they were purely seeking to throw hate. That was their only objective. Which I just think Ruby didn't want to own up to what she did. So she decided to this is what my thoughts are, is that she kind of just decided to say that we were all full of crap. But, like I said, if you look at the videos, it's all there. If you look on YouTube, they have re-uploads of some of their crazy times. So it's out there. I promise you. I'm sure you could find whatever you're looking for. Yes, Sherry, I do believe we're going to get into that at some point. So fast forward to last month, and Ruby was arrested and charged with 2 counts of aggravated child abuse after one of her kids reportedly escaped from the home of her business partner, Jody Hildebrandt, who was arrested on the same charges. Kevin has not been arrested or charged, which personally, if Kevin was kind of an accomplice or he was kind of there whenever all this was happening and he didn't speak up, I definitely think he should have been looked into also. But, like I said, that's just my opinion. So, according to a press release issued by the Santa Claravin's Public Safety Department, the child who escaped looked emaciated and malnourished with open wounds and duct tape around the extremities, which that is a horrifying sight. It's a horrifying sight to see a child who's malnourished. I mean, I'm glad that these neighbors spoke up and, did what was right for this child, because it was obvious that, their mom and dad were not being an advocate for them. Their mom and dad were, oh man, just doing nightmarish things to them. So I'm glad that somebody, stuck up and was an advocate for this child. So the cops were alerted after a neighbor phoned 911 and told them that a 12-year-old boy had shown up at his front door asking for help, according to a transcript of the call published by Fox News. Police officers reportedly ended up investigating Jody's house and found at least one more child who was also malnourished. So now, they not only have this little boy who's malnourished, they found another child. So that's about 2 of the 6 children who were malnourished. So it's just a whole lot going on here. So ever since Ruby was arrested last month, her eldest daughter, Sherry, has spoken out about feeling so glad that justice is finally being served. Today has been a big day. Me and my family are so glad justice is being served. We've been trying to tell the police and CPS for years about this, and so glad they finally decided to step up, she said on her Instagram story after sharing a photo of police outside a home and writing, "Finally." Sherry has previously been open about cutting ties with her family due to her strained relationship with them. Which you have to think, Sherry is the oldest. I think she's like 20. So I noticed when I would leave my family, I would just feel spiritually drained, she said on the Into the Light podcast earlier this year. I just wouldn't feel great. I would overhear conversations and find myself internally like, this isn't right. This isn't okay. So elsewhere, Ruby's sisters, Ellie Meekum and Julie Durham, alleged in a joint statement that they'd spent years trying to help her kids behind the scenes, which, like I said, this was just kind of said, but I would like to kind of see this statement, which I'm sure they have released it. Actually, they released it on, it looks like, Instagram. So, for the last 3 years, we have kept quiet on the subject of our sister, Ruby Frank, for the sake of her children. Behind the public scene, we have done everything we could to try and make sure the kids were safe. They wrote on Instagram. We wouldn't feel right about moving forward with regular content without addressing the most recent events. Once we do, we will not be commenting on it further. Ruby was arrested, which needed to happen. Jody was arrested, which needed to happen. The kids are now safe, which is the number one priority, they added. So both Ruby and Jody have since been ordered to be held without bail. They have not publicly commented on the allegations, which, if you guys don't know, Jody Hildebrandt was another therapist who joined Ruby and they had a podcast together. Well, Jody Hildebrandt had like a similar situation and similar parenting style that Ruby had with her kids. So they kind of uncovered a lot of what was going on with Jody also during this time. So, yeah, Chris says, so true, Taylor. I would drop everything to bring my kids food. That's for darn sure. Which, you know, like I said, and I think I've said this before, I used to be a teacher's aide, and, you know, I've seen some pretty sad situations. And I used to bring in snacks to like keep in the classroom so like the kids would have them if they were hungry. You know, I even took, you know, like I even wanted to help children who weren't mine because I just believe that, you know, every child needs to have like certain things in order to survive in the world. So if I can help them out with anything, like I was very glad about it. So Sherry said, but are they really safe when the father did nothing to help his kids out? You know, like I said, I I don't really think that Kevin is completely innocent in this whole ordeal. I definitely think that, you know, I think that he should have been charged just as much as, you know, Ruby and Jody were, in my opinion. Good evening, Annie J. It is good to see you. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and do a little reaction. So the video I'm going to show you is one of the re-uploads from 8Passengers that I managed to find. So I'm gonna kind of going to pause it whenever I want to make a commentary. So, and you guys can write in the chat like what your comments are too. But basically in this video, Ruby is talking with Chad about the whole bedroom situation. So this is kind of going to be like a good visual for what I was just like talking about. So give me just 1 second to share my screen. I just learned how to do all this. I ain't even going to lie to you. Sorry, guys. It's just going to take me a minute here.
for the entire he's not willing to sit with me and be humble and talk is a big demonstration to me that he is in a lot of shame.
Julie, did you feed my sourdough while I was gone?
I forgot.
It's gonna stop. My sourdough start is going to die.
Can you make bread tomorrow with it?
Well, it probably won't do very well because it's not very rigorous.
Well, can you just make bread?
Why does that make you laugh? Why does that make you laugh?
I hate that. Rigorous
responsibility.
Vulnerable humility.
And
impeccable honesty.
Those are the values I hope. We can talk about that we're learning and how to answer your questions. We get a lot else coming. Let's say,
which I want to just, I guess, put up a little disclaimer because I know that I do have, viewers who have experienced similar situations to this. So, I understand if you find it hard to watch this kind of content. This video is going to be about 13 minutes long, 12 to 13 minutes long. So if you would like to skip out on this and then come back, that's completely okay. Like I said, I forgot to put up a little disclaimer, but this type of stuff may be triggering for certain people. And I do deeply apologize that, this type of content can do that. I'm just trying to, I guess, give you guys a visual for what exactly went on, with these children. And I am terribly, terribly sorry that you went through that, Annie J. But yeah, I'm glad the kids are safe now too. So anyway, I'm going to continue to play this. Hope.
Abby,
know that I would not recommend taking life advice from this woman.
really great.
Yeah, I understand, Annie J. I still just wanted to apologize because, I do understand that this content can be hard for some people. And yes, as Sherry said, don't forget to like this video and put me in the algorithm.
My skills and that have been every day. Come here.
I apologize. I apologize, guys, because my internet has a tendency to not be the best at times. So I do apologize. And y'all can come and clean my kitchen too. And thank you, Annie J. I appreciate that.
it was like Eve came in. It was Eve. She came in my room.
Do you find that?
And then I called mom, and mom is like, "Okay, tell him not to plan it tomorrow." You said you can plan on it.
Say it. In the grand scheme of things, you know, is it really like that bad of a thing that they played with the iPad? I kind of feel like she is very much over dramatizing things. But, you know, like I said, she's kind of known for doing that.
I talked to grandma.
Okay. And then Chad said on me when I was their age and did stuff. Did Russell care?
Which those children are beautiful, and they're beautiful, intelligent, and amazing children. So I really don't, it really makes me sad that like their mom is doing this to them. And I feel really bad. And I'm so glad that, you know, they are out of this situation right now.
I'm gone. And you understood exactly what was expected of you.
And I like.
What that tells me, what that is feedback for me that tells me you are not responsible enough to manage yourself
I knew you were going to say that.
on an iPad. Oh, you lost a tooth. So what do you think is a reasonable outcome?
50 lashings.
For
She
two.
stands on the ottoman and we all throw right to me. Does it hurt?
Yeah, you can definitely tell that like she's enjoying, you know, the attention way too much. And I feel like she's kind of smirking over some things that don't need to be smirked at. I mean, just look at her body language. Like her body language just doesn't look good either.
Her hands are like locked up.
I'm distracted.
I know. Like,
I'm going to throw rotten tomatoes at the I'm willing to manage the iPads for you. If you're willing to manage iPads,
Okay, so I could see, you know, like Chad and Sherry being able to like manage their iPads. I could see that because they're more on like the adult side of things, or they're more on like the grown-up side of things. But how can you expect like a 6-year-old to manage that? I mean, whenever you're like 4, 5, and 6, you're still learning how the world operates and all of that. And, you know, you can't be expected to take on something like that. She just needs to like find a different way to do it because her approach is just not working clearly. Yes, I do think that too, Sherry.
they're not willing to
Yeah, she's not willing to take the time to manage the electronics because she's too busy vlogging every minute of every day of their life. You know, you can put like, you know, different controls on an iPad where, you know, kids aren't allowed to like visit these sites, you know, and they're only allowed to do this and they're only allowed to do like educational stuff. Like there's ways to do that, but I honestly think that this lady is just way too lazy to look into that type of stuff, if you ask me.
You even locked the TV remotes because you locked them up for the entire summer.
I did.
And all was play with friends. Even that was a huge privilege.
That's omitting a lot of information there. That the only thing you did was see what you have. Okay, I get it. The kids.
Well, they're not home at all.
Russell is definitely feeling a lot of shame because he keeps hiding from me. No, well, I am sincerely.
He might not even be feeling shame. Have you ever thought that maybe he just doesn't want to be filmed all the time? You know, the children don't consent to this stuff. You're kind of just like putting the camera in their face and making them deal with it. So think about that, lady.
Cut away TV
From all of us.
from all of you.
Yeah.
I
It's
don't
like
know where
summer
that.
starting in Friends and the backyard is getting done.
I never said that. I think you're telling stories.
I thought that's what you're gonna do with the
So-
electronics. With school's ending, like electronics are done.
Okay, that was what you thought I was going to do. Is that what you would suggest?
Sure.
Unless-
Yeah.
It's a family movie.
Unless it's like a family movie because I see them all the time watching.
Ian's
Netflix.
downstairs watching TV alone all the time.
50 lashes. Okay, squeeze in here. Look how much taller Chad is than me. This happened. Are you doing? Look at her shoulders.
I think that some of her camera angles were kind of a little bit inappropriate too. But that's just my personal opinion.
Phonics. I take Abby's phone.
I still don't know how she had.
Is I have another commentary on this just because, like I said, I was a teacher's aide for about 5 years. Is the mother, is Ruby doing anything to like teach her children about how to manage their devices? Because personally, I think she's just handing the kids the devices and letting them have at it. But, if you teach your children responsibility and how to manage things, then, maybe you would have a better outcome. That's just my thoughts, though. I wouldn't have watched her back in the day either. Just, I heard a lot about her on the news and stuff, so it kind of sparked my interest. So I had to go see what the what is.
Sure.
over.
Minimum.
Have I ever given?
I told my phone
No.
like,
Pretty much.
You know, and I often wonder if it's staged, like what the children are and aren't allowed to say. Because I feel like she would do that type of thing because she wants to have control of the situation, in my opinion. So now they're going to talk about that whole bedroom situation.
Wait.
So if they didn't know about the whole beanbag thing, something tells me that they, that Sherry didn't, or not Sherry, I'm sorry. Something tells me that Ruby didn't show that piece of information where she gave him a choice. Just something tells me that. Yeah, I understand that, Annie J. Like I said, I understand that some of this stuff might be a little bit much. So I understand if, some viewers are finding it hard to watch.
He got up and made his bed all neatly and then packed all his clothes in the suitcase. And then he walked out the door. He was all happy, has his sunglasses on. And I was like, we're not going to Disneyland. And he started crying.
Okay, so I understand, it was kind of a mean prank, but did it really warrant taking his bedroom away? That's what I'm wondering.
The reason is because I pointed at BB.
And he stayed.
Okay, so if it's not funny, why are you smiling, lady? That's what I want to know. If it's not funny, why are you smirking about it? And yeah, I understand how that could be troublesome, but like I said, I don't think it warrants taking his bedroom away. I think that, maybe if Ruby taught her children, different things and taught them, common sense type of things, they wouldn't be doing this type of stuff. But I don't think that she honestly does that. I think she honestly just lets her children do what they want to, and then I think she punishes them for it. That's my opinion.
Basically,
Oh, like the day I got home too.
Chad came home from Anasazi and
Russell was like, I want to try dunking the basketball. And I lifted him up on the
and he was
rim and left him there. We saw 3 minutes. And he was just hanging on
Do
there.
you think it's funny? Because
And then I walked out.
if you think it's funny, then that was 7 months ago. Maybe you need longer without a bedroom.
It was not funny.
Chad,
Yeah, like I said, does not warrant taking his bedroom away. I think that's a bit extreme.
showed that he was not managing a bedroom with Russell.
So when we moved, the room in the basement was automatically his, and I didn't have a room. He put one on hold for me.
So a lot of you are like, hey, that's not fair because Chad got the lesser bedroom, and the bigger
bedroom.
Russell got the big bedroom, and Chad got the bathroom. But what you guys, he was sleeping on the floor.
when I called you when he was sneaking in his room, and all he heard was the summer. So he told me, "Mom, not come up."
I'm not.
So like this next little part just like kind of breaks my heart. So we're just gonna say that.
We took the phone from Abby
November.
in November. You go back.
Probably not.
If I was to go back and read you anything in parenting, it would be not to give the kids a phone. Yeah, so there will be basic.
Or maybe you just set boundaries with your kids and teach them the expectations and, you know, teach them how to manage their devices. You know, think about that.
We no technology over the summer.
And now I have no friends. I like told my friends I'm not hanging with them anymore.
Because
It's pretty messed up stuff.
you didn't know where they live. They're pretty far away.
So, summer goal, become the best athlete I possibly can.
You know, and that's so sad that like the kids feel that way. You know, like they can't have friends because of all this. Oh yeah, the LeBrant family is terrible too. I'm probably going to cover them at some point also.
Not having any friends.
Sucks, but I don't feel safe or accept any friend groups. So.
That's
really sad. I can't even get over that he doesn't feel safe or accepted because of how things are. That's really sad. I feel like, you know, he's what, like 16? He should be out like enjoying time with his friends and enjoying his high school years. And he can't even do that because of what this crazy lady is doing.
Terrible. You don't have to know that.
No, it's just that.
What I have seen when you make these choices with your family to take things away, as a parent, you really do want them to have these things. And it's been so difficult to take a phone.
No, I don't think she really wants them to have these things. I think she just wants to have control of all situations.
Away. I had to wait. Like
Yeah, like
you're showing up, give the phone back to tell you, I see that you're making, that you're making progress, that you're putting in an effort. And every time I would do that, all it would do is enable you to go back to old behavior. It's like you're back into the old habits. What I'm saying is I don't have a timeline to say, okay, Chad just has 5 more months to go and then he gets a phone back.
I said specific months, I said consistent.
Yeah, right. And so what I'm saying is I have much thought. But yeah, sharing with everyone the fact that you don't have a group of friends, that's really hard. I'm sorry that you're in that situation.
And I think she's honestly just saying that for the camera. I don't think she honestly feels bad that her child doesn't have any friends. That's just my personal opinion, though.
And I'm proud of you. And who
You know, she's saying that, but like, look how inappropriate she's being this whole time. So it's like calling the pot kettle black, honestly.
Chad's
Especially since like parents are scared that not to give their kids permits or licenses. And I know you and Dad talked about this like a long time ago because like you want me to be safe in a car and like drive responsible. Like, you and everyone else in the car, but it's a car. Wait, can we go back to what you said in the first? You are willing to consider the permit?
That is,
You know, I feel like he's at that age where, you know, he should be, you know, learning how to drive and stuff like that, especially with him being in high school and all that type of stuff. Like, he could be helping out the family and like taking the kids places and getting himself places. So I don't understand why, you know, she isn't more in tune with the idea.
that is a place I would be willing to have a thoughtful conversation with you and around.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Can I go?
Thank you, Mom. That would be so awesome.
Okay.
Can I go?
I need to go help Russell and to me that he views and that he is in a lot of shame.
No, have you ever thought, Ruby, that it might be that he just doesn't want to be on camera? Like, I think that, you know, if the child doesn't want to be on camera, he shouldn't have to be. Once again, exploiting your children for money.
Talking about you. Notice that
He's probably hiding because he's a little bit terrified too, lady. I hate to tell you.
and shame.
No, I hit it.
You know, he can't be that old too. Let me look up what the ages of the children were. Because I feel like he's probably at the age too where there shouldn't be, you know, a lot of expectation for him to be able to manage his own device. But that's just me. Yeah, that was probably the kid. So, wow. If they don't get the TV or the iPad, what exactly are they allowed to do? I feel like this lady is just taking away everything for something that wasn't really that big of a deal. But, you know, just look at the sadness in that child's eyes. It breaks my heart, literally, that these children have to be in this situation. Okay, does anybody else think that her behavior towards this child is a tad inappropriate? Put a one in the chat if you think that her behavior with this child is a tad inappropriate, because this is screaming very inappropriate to me. So, that was kind of a lot to dissect there. I mean, it was a longer video than what I had anticipated, but I kind of just wanted to give you a good glimpse into what this family is like and what this lady is doing. And I feel like this video was a prime example of everything that she's currently on trial for. So I'll be kind of interested to see how this whole thing goes down and plays out. And Chris, I'm glad that I'm not the only one who definitely thought that her behavior towards Russell was very inappropriate. So now we're going to talk about another family. This vlog is, well, not this vlog, this podcast is going to be a little bit longer than usual, but I think we got a lot of good content to cover. So I think this is good. So the next family the next family vlog channel that we are going to cover is DaddyoFive. So I just have some information on them. So Family 05, originally known as DaddyoFive, was a controversial YouTube channel and online alias of Michael Christopher Martin, which focused on daily vlogging and prank videos. At its peak, the channel's videos featured Martin, his wife Heather Martin, also known by her online alias Mommy of Five, and their children. In 2017, following a series of prank videos showing the parents physically and emotionally abusing their children, the channel became the center of a public controversy as outrage grew over their mistreatment of their children. So, created in 2015, the channel achieved success, earning up to 176 million video views and around 750,000 subscribers at its peak. However, after the aforementioned controversy, all videos on the channel were removed and Mike and Heather stopped producing videos on the channel, aside from a formal public apology video. Mike and Heather took an Alford plea in September 2017 in regards to 2 counts per person of Maryland state child neglect charges and received supervised probation for 5 years. Which personally, I think they should have gotten jail time for what they did. I'm surprised that it was only probation. Mike and Heather ceased creating content on Mike's channel DaddyoFive as a result of court-ordered probation, but began producing similar content on the family's new channel called Family05, which was terminated by YouTube in July 2018 following renewed court-ordered probation, but following renewed interest in the family. Sorry, the way that I wrote my information, I got lost there for a second. However, Mike and Heather have an official website and a gaming channel on Twitch. Rose Hall, the biological mother to Mike's 2 children, Emma and Cody, said that she had not seen Cody since July 2014, when she was duped into signing court papers, which, if I remember right, they duped Rose into signing over custody to Heather. So that's what kind of happened there, unfortunately. As of 2023, Mike is active on YouTube as the Martin Family, which I have yet to check out that channel, but I kind of want to check it out just to see what it is, in all honesty. So, now just a little bit about the channel. So the channel was created on August 13th, 2015. And the channel's about page stated, "We as a family decided to make this YouTube channel just for fun." The channel focused on Mike, Heather, and their 5 children, whose names are Jake, Ryan, Emma, Cody, and Alex. Mike and Heather Martin have since had a child together since the channel's termination. Jake, Ryan, and Alex are Heather's children from a previous marriage. Cody and Emma and Mike and his ex-girlfriend, Rose Hall. So Cody and Emma are Mike and Rose Hall's children. The channel acclimated about 750,000 subscribers and 176 million views prior to Mike removing the videos from public viewing. The Guardian and New York Magazine reported the videos had been made private, while Time and the Washington Post reported that the videos had been deleted. The family became the center of abuse claims following these prank videos, which became gradually more extreme, with many videos involving Mike encouraging his eldest child, Jake, to physically and mentally abuse his younger siblings, often to the point of severe injury and intense psychological distress, which I think as a parent, you should not be doing that. So I think that's inappropriate that the dad is over here encouraging all this. So one such video involved Cody, the second youngest child, being thrown against a doorway by Jake and against a bookcase by Mike. He was left with what appeared to be injuries to his face. Another video involved Alex, the youngest, being instructed by Mike to slap Emma, the middle child, across the face for failing to perform a water bottle flip correctly. He was never reprimanded despite leaving Emma visibly hurt. American YouTube personality and news commentator Philip DeFranco released a series of videos covering this. So he primarily focused on a video involving invisible ink being spilled and Cody and Alex being falsely accused of making the mess. In the video, Cody cries and pleads hysterically after being screamed and sworn at and accused of lying, with Alex also facing a similar treatment from Mike and Heather. DeFranco's first video covering the channel was uploaded on April 17th and is credited by many news outlets for shining a light on the channel's extreme content. Andrew Griffin of The Independent wrote, DeFranco's video was viewed more than 3 million times and brought widespread condemnation of the DaddyoFive channel. The video has led to debates about parenting and children being minor celebrities on social media. Emma and Cody were removed from their custody and they were brought to their biological mother. So, post-controversy status and plea agreement. Mike's channel, DaddyoFive, released a video on July 7th, 2017, showing text expressing that it is not a dead channel and asking viewers to subscribe to Heather's Mommy05 channel for news, videos, and updates. In July 2017, Mike's channels and Heather's channel had both around 730,000 subscribers and 4.7 million video views, and around 110,000 subscribers and 2.1 million video views, respectively. Later, they changed their channel name to Family05 after receiving the YouTube Creator Awards Silver Play button for Heather. Prosecutors from the Frederick County Circuit Court filed criminal charges against Mike and Heather in August 2017, with them facing 2 counts of neglect of a minor apart, which I would think so. If they're kind of letting all this abuse go on and they're causing some of it, yeah, they definitely needed to be facing some counts of that and facing some consequences. On September 11th, 2017, Mike and Heather pleaded guilty by way of an Alford plea and were sentenced to 5 years of supervised probation. Like I said, I think they should have gotten more. So, the Family05 channel, a new outlet for Mike and Heather's videos created while they were on probation, reinstituted the questionable pattern of behavior regarding abuse of Jake, Ryan, Emma, Cody, and Alex featured in the videos. The channel was subsequently terminated on July 8th, 2018 for violating YouTube's community guidelines, according to several news sources, and YouTube now requires videos featuring children to comply with local child labor laws, which I'm kind of glad that YouTube enforced that because, I mean, I don't know how strong they are enforcing it, but I'm glad that they're at least enforcing that now. So, attempted comeback. Despite their second attempt at publishing on YouTube being met with termination for a limited time, Mike and Heather continued to post videos on their official website behind a monthly $5 subscription fee and continued streaming, gaining videos on their Twitch channel. As of January 2019, Mike and Heather have deleted all the videos on their website, stating, in order to move on with the healing process from the 2017 events, we have agreed willingly to remove our videos from even this site. For the sake and well-being of our family, Mike and I feel it's best that we take a long break from the public spotlight. Yeah, I definitely think that they were told that they had to remove the videos. I don't think that there was any agreement to willingly do it, in all honesty. Because it seems like with how many times they recreated the channel and tried to put it back up, yeah, they didn't want to get rid of it. So I think they were told, or else there would be some serious consequences. So on November 11th, 2018, Jake, Ryan, and Alex created a new YouTube channel called the Martin Boys, later changed to the Martin Family. So let's see. Well, I messed up my notes here. Okay. All right. So yeah, they broke some probation rules, by being on this channel. And then in June 2019, it was reported that Mike had started a SoundCloud channel uploading his music as Mikey M, which I would kind of be interested to see that too. So now we're kind of going to watch a video from DaddyoFive, which, like I said, pretty much all their videos have been re-uploaded to YouTube. So it was easy to find. So we're just going to take a little trip here. Let me bring it up.
In a trash can. And now Cody's yelling at him and I can't focus. Cody, that's our trash can. Why are you even up in his business? Why? Why are you even in his business?
So the dad's a little bit over the top, in my opinion. But like I said, that's just my opinion. I feel like altogether, he's just over the top.
That's not even your line. That's not your scene. Get the hell out of it. There's no cameo. Get! Cody, get the living room.
I also don't like how he talks to his children. I feel like it's very disrespectful. And kids are like sponges. They pick up on everything that they view and, everything that they hear and everything that they see. So I feel like if you talk to your child in a respectful way, that will teach them respect and how they should talk to you and how they should talk to other people. I feel like Mike isn't really being super respectful to his children, but that's just me. Put a 1 in the chat if you think Mike's being disrespectful to his kids.
Not throw a damn pound and not have it in a damn trash can. Explain it to me.
Instead of getting the
And it kind of pains me like how scared this kid looks. I'm not even gonna lie.
I put it on.
Hangers out of the damn sink, dripping. Listen to this. Look at this. Drip, 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 drip.
Well, maybe he should do something to fix that. Have you ever thought about that, Mike?
All the time. The damn it don't stop dripping.
Sorry, I forgot to put up a disclaimer that he uses some pretty colorful language. So I'm sorry about that.
What is this? What the hell is this? What is this? Nobody knows. Mystery shirt. I guess it's throwing Jake's room. And look at that. Put away. What the hell? kid. That's his poster on the floor. This kid. This kid can much whatever the hell he wants to do. He really does. He gets to play football. If he wants to go somewhere, we let him go somewhere. He gets to do whatever the hell he wants.
Once again, you know, Mike could be setting boundaries with these kids, boundaries and expectations, and that would help. Just saying.
You know what all this is? He's supposed to do a house. No, he don't. He doesn't. He do. Think this bathroom is clean? No, of course this bathroom isn't clean. But I bet you he went to football practice though, right? Instead of cleaning this damn bath, maybe cleaning his damn room. He knows every single day the room's supposed to be clean. Before anyone leaves for school, the room's supposed to be clean. And every single damn day, his room ain't never clean, man. Man, all the stuff we do for him, and he don't do shit. Better put a bag in that damn trash. Let's go. I mean, you take the trash out, you put it on the ground instead of in the trash bag, and then you don't even put it back in the damn trash can. You need to understand.
You can totally tell that the dad is acting sometimes.
Are you serious? I saw. Well, you saw my look on your face. Who's that? I'm gonna put a bag right over top of him.
Just blood.
Take a shower.
It's not blood.
You didn't take a shower last night, did you?
No, Jake.
That bullshit, Jake. So Ryan's bus was late again today. He was an hour late getting home. I mean, really? And the school can't even call, notify you, tell you what the hell is going on when your kid is an.
So you're going to be mad at your kid and punish your child because their bus was late for school. Their bus was late coming home from school. That was not something that the child could prevent. Seriously, I can't with this.
Late home. What?
They all
And you didn't.
See, I don't like how he talks to him either. He's not even letting the child talk and explain himself. You know, this isn't really offering a safe place for these children. And it makes me terribly sad and outraged. How do you know that he was staring off into space? He might have been reading. Seriously. Which I was actually reading up on Cody, and he supposedly has some issues. From what I read, it sounds like he has oppositional defiance disorder. And I feel like the dad is just constantly setting him off, and I don't think that that's fair. All right, this is sad. Just the rest of this whole video. All right, I just want to give you a heads up for this little section, but just a heads up. And the fact that the dad sits here and films this all is really troubling. He's totally just like, not even considering the fact that the child might actually be hurt, and he's just making fun of him. I just really have no words for like all of this. Like, I'm just really flabbergasted that this stuff was like allowed to be on YouTube for a little bit. So, I have just one more family to cover, and I don't really have that much on them because they're fairly newer. But this is a family that I actually found on YouTube Shorts, and I thought that they were kind of like a sweet little family. So they're the Churco family, which consists of Lainey and her husband Nick, and their two children, Blakely and Briar, which the two children are actually like really little. So yeah, they have like pretty young children. So just a little bit of info on Lainey and Nick. So TikTok personality and social media star known for sharing her family's life online. This is Lainey. Her videos feature couples comedy and fun parenting moments. She has amassed more than 3.9 million followers on her The Churco Family account. She and her husband Nick married 6 months after the meeting. She launched her TikTok account in March 2020. So she and her husband collaborated on couples dances. Her TikToks feature tracks like Lizzo's About Damn Time and One Republic's The Good Life. So her husband is Nick Churco, and she has two daughters named Blakely and Briar. So that's kind of just a little bit of info that I was able to find on her. So now for Nick. So he's a YouTube content creator and social media personality who rose to fame as the patriarch of the Churco Family channel. He and his wife Lainey publish videos about their lives and growing family. They have more than 1.3 million subscribers. He made his YouTube debut in 2022 with the video Daughter's First Date. So his day in the life vlog has been viewed more than 180,000 times. He published an Easter-themed family vlog in April of 2023. Outside of traditional video content, he also creates viral shorts. His videos feature his wife Lainey and their daughters Blakely and Briar. So that's just a little bit of information about them. I don't really, they have like minor things that I have to critique about them, but it's not like, you know, it's not as bad. It's not half as bad or even a percentage as bad as the two families that we just looked at. So we're just going to watch a couple of shorts from them, and then we're going to wrap this up. Okay, let me share my screen here. Bye, Sherry. I hope you have a good week. Hold on, wrong video. Give me 1 second. Let me try to get this together here. Okay. There we go.
Go on this time to go. gotta after you played for a long time. To something else with the people that okay because we're leaving. You want to go home? Yeah. Go back, Jane. You can go on this one more time.
So, really, the only thing that I have to say about that video is that, you know, if you've watched their videos before that, they kind of were just letting Blakely like do whatever she wanted. Which, you know, I understand that Blakely is only about 2 years old. So, you know, she's obviously going to have some different things here and there. But right about now is whenever children absorb a lot of things. So I think, like, you know, they should be working on trying to teach her different things and teaching her that, you know, we can't always get our way a lot of the time and stuff like that. However, the way that she did it in the past video, I feel like it was just way too much for like a toddler to understand. I think she could have, I don't know, used like simpler wording, but all in all, I really don't think that they're doing a terrible job. So, that's just me. I do think Blakely is cute though. She's adorable. And Briar, so cute. So we're going to watch one more video.
Crap. Oh, crap. We can't say crap.
You know, once again, proving my point that children are like little absorbers at that point in time, at that stage of life. So they pick up on things. If you say a swear word, they're going to repeat it. I know that whenever me and my cousins were younger, my granddad used to teach us how to swear, which is actually kind of funny. So, yeah, that's the Churco family. Like I said, there's not really a whole lot of info on them. They haven't really done anything scandalous, so that's probably why I don't have a whole lot of info on them. But there's just 3 family vlog channels that I kind of wanted to cover: the good, the bad, the ugly. So yeah, that's about all I have for you guys. We're at the hour-and-a-half mark, which I find kind of incredible. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We love hearing from you. And don't forget to catch it on replay if you haven't caught it. So I want to thank everybody that showed up and commented. We did have some really good conversation. And, you know, I'm glad that you guys showed up. So like I said, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Send us an email, 2chickstellall@gmail.com. I hope you all have a great week, and me and Cece will be back next week for some fun. Talk to y'all later.